Hey, welcome back to another day of Life of Care. Boy, I don't even want to do this. I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be some work. I don't even want to do it. So the car got coolant leak, and more than likely it probably water pump, but ain't never been done to it in a while. Ain't never been replaced since the original, so we about to do the water pump, upper water hose, lower water hose. And what I got, well, the thing is, to get to the water pump, this cover right here, this timing chain cover, it covers the whole front of the motor. I gotta take this bump off. I ain't got to, but it's gonna be easy to take the bump off. Take the radiator out. The radiator core support, snatch all that out. So take the headlights off. Take this cover off, put these air boxes out, this coolant reservoir. So when I get everything off, this whole front, when I get all that off, you should be able to see the front of the motor. And that'll make it a whole lot easier taking this here off. That'll make it a whole lot easier. So, I gotta even drop the oil pan, because you got two screws that's inside the oil pan that holds this timing chain cover. So I gotta take the oil pan off. So while I'm doing that, I gotta get that. I'm gonna go to the dealership. Yeah, I gotta do this much work, and you don't want no failures. You want to get genuine parts of some of the stuff. So I'm gonna have to get an oil pan gasket cover. Gasket. I'm gonna have to get these 2 galley gaskets, because they inside behind this cover. I don't want to put it back together, put oil in this thing, cooling this thing, then you got a leak. I'm gonna go on ahead and do the timing chain tensioner. Might go ahead and do the timing chain since I got all that off. Probably the alternator, because it's on this side behind all this stuff. The AC compressor, because it's on this side over here behind all that stuff. I ain't mess with the power steering. I don't think I'm messing with the starter. That should be it. That should be it. So, oil pan gasket, 2 galley gaskets, timing chain tensioner, probably the timing chain, alternator, probably an AC compressor. So while you got all this stuff off, we're gonna do it. And then only part of the coolant system, or water pump, only part of the coolant system I'm not replacing is the radiator. But I hate to do everything and then the radiator be the thing leaking. But we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that the radiator good. It shouldn't have no problem with that. What else I need to replace? Well, I got all this stuff off. That should be it. But I'm gonna have to go get me an impact. I'm gonna have to get an impact wrench to get this not flywheel, this crankshaft pulley off. Place the idler tensioner, the idle pulley, everything. I'll tell you, when you gotta do something like this and you gotta go in depth, replace everything that you can get to easily while you got it towed down. Then you don't have to worry about, oh man, I put this thing back together. Now my alternator went out a month later, and I gotta take all this stuff off, a fight to get to it. Yeah, you can always fight to get to it, but if you got it off, it's easy to go ahead and replace while you got all this off. Why it's easy to get to. So hopefully this thing goes smooth. I don't have no issues, but I'm about to jack it up and get started. So I got stuff kind of set up. I'm about to go and snatch these tires off, jack it up in the air. I'm gonna start with this bumper. So let's get this thing jacked up. Now what I'm about to do, I'm about to go ahead and break this other side loose. Cause you see how the collar is rocking, breaking them loose. And I don't want that thing to be on that jack and it fall off the jack. So we're gonna break these loose over here. Then I just jack it up. Then take the tires off. got the wheels off. Yeah, jacked up. I can get under there to get that oil pan. So now we're about to start working on this front bumper. I gotta take this inner wheel lining out to get to the screws to hold this part of the bumper. As these, got a couple screws here, and then some on the bottom. So it's gonna get this bumper off. We're making progress. So, we got this inner fender lining out. We got that out, so I need to check these motor mounts too. I might do the motor mounts. You can't see it right there. But we got this inner fender lining out, sitting right here. We're gonna go on this other side. We're gonna start at the top. Start at the top of the car, work my way over to the other side, take the other fender lining out, hopefully the bumper come off. Then we get to the crash bar, then radiator support. With the radiator, I'm trying to pull all that out together while it's in there. So take the radiator support with the radiator, hopefully with the fans, can pull all that out one time.
Every sunrise is just for you, so come along and take my hand.
Alright, so we done got the under tray off. With that part there. Both of the fender wells right there and there. So now we gotta take these off with the screws to the bumper. And then this bumper should come off. Alright, so I gotta pop this other thing off and hopefully this bumper come right off. Oh, I gotta do this like what I'm thinking about it. Let's see here. Here's the light. We'll pop this thing up and it should come right up. I'm trying to not to put all stuff everywhere, just in case I gotta go to the store. I know I'm gonna go get some parts, but we ain't getting no parts today. We're gonna tear this thing down today. We're gonna get parts tomorrow. Let's see here. I did this one. Should come out. See something over here holding it. There you go. So it was a little time to get this thing off. It wasn't too bad, but you got that front bumper off. Hey, we making progress. Slowly but surely. I'm gonna put this down this side out the way. Alright, this shit. This is a styrofoam right here. And I figured that'd just come off easily. Figured the styrofoam right there in the front would come off pretty easy. Oh, look at her. Maybe she done hit something. I took, look. This your crash bar. She done hit something. Now, man, if I take this thing off and can't get it back on, you gotta get a new one. We just gonna have to go get a new one. Only 4 screws. There you go. That way she done boom. So we get this crash bar. So, now we're about to take off this right here. And then, this, the crash bar. That probably dropped the coolant. I'm looking at the radiator here, got a lot of little stuff down there in that corner. But, take this crash bar off. This. Then this radiator support will drain the coolant. Then take off this radiator support, take all that out. Then I should be at the front of the motor. I can go ahead and drop the oil. And then that might be it on this valve. So let's go and get to it. Alright, so, cause that right there, hit something right in the back of somebody. You see, it's your crumple zone. They crumpled this. See how that's bent up right there? How that's bent up. That's supposed to be straight. But the crash bar, it came off easy. Put it right back on. You can't even see it. It's behind the bumper. So you know you got some crack in the bumper, little cracks in the bumper, but that's that. So it's gonna start taking. I want to pull all this out at one time. I don't want to take the radiator out, then have to take this radiator support out. I want to pull all that at one time. So I'm gonna look and see what's holding that and how I can get it all out at one time, and that'll be a big help. Cause when I bolt it back up, just bolt it all up one time. So, about to take these headlights out. I get both of these headlights out. But I'm looking, boy, I tell you, boy, some of these engineers at the car manufacturer, they make stuff complicated. I don't know why. So, I'm about to take these headlights out, because that'll give me more access to, I can see everything that's connected for here. But I'm about to take these headlights out. So, you know, if your bulb go out, and you got to change the bulb, you gotta pull this bump off, cause you got screws down here that hold this headlight in. You got to take the bump off. Like, I think they do that so people have to bring their cars to the dealership and spend money. But I need to start making me a list. We're gonna replace them light bulbs. While I got them headlights out, we sure gonna go ahead and replace them things, cause I don't want to have to take no bump off to replace no light bulb. Well, I got it all off. Tell you, hey, it's cheaper. It might cost you a lot up front to spend the money. To when you doing one thing, the parts you need to fix, you got to take 10 to 15 of the parts off. If you know they 10 years old, 12 years old, hey, go and replace them things while you got it all off. because especially if you're taking it to somebody, you know, like let's say okay, you want to replace this light bulb, and you know the dealership got to take the bump off. Now that one worked, but you want to replace this one because it's out. Hey, go ahead and replace both of them, high beam and the low beam, because you got to take the bump off. Now let's say you just replace this one, another month go by, that one go out. Now you got to pay the same labor bill all over again. Take that bump off, replace that. Then let's say, oh, you got a high beam out, you got to pay that bill again. So you could end up with potentially 4 labor bills because you got a high beam and low beam on each light. So you can end up with 4 labor bills to change each one of these if you don't do them all at one time. Simple. It could cost you more to do them individually than to do them all at one time. So gotta add that to the list. But we about to get these headlights out and go from there. So, as you see, boy, you're doing it for the first time. It's hard to get out. Now, I take that back. You ain't got to take the bump off. You got to take that in the fender well lining out to change the bulbs. But me, this thing out, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the bulbs in it. High beam, low beam. Go ahead and replace all of them in it while you got it out. It'll make it a whole lot easier. And see how easy it is to get to? And see, the thing is if you don't pull it out, if you take the fender well lining out, it's still tight up in there trying to get these darn bulbs. It's still tight in there. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and place all the bulbs. Let's get this passenger one out now. So, right side headlight out, left side out. So got both of them out. I slowly work my way around this front. I'm trying to take off everything I need to take off before it's time for me to drain this coolant. So I'm gonna try to do that so I don't have a mess. Cause I gotta get up under there. I still gotta drop the oil. Gotta drop the oil pan. So, trying to get off everything I need. I got discharged the Freon out the air compressor because I gotta take these 2 lines here. I gotta take these 2 loose. So, let me go on and chalk on down the road. Go and see what else I can take off before I get to this coolant. this is connected to this. Mama have done unplugged a lot of stuff. Dang. There's these AC lines right here. Let's see, that's the condenser for the AC. That's the condenser right there. The radiator, it's this little one. The radiator's little one behind it right there. So I guess I need to take this top part off here, and then I can look down and see what's all connected. Alright, you see we made some progress. I gotta get these, drain this AC, get these lines loose. I think it's these screws here, because this hood, most cars have one hood latch, but this one got two. That's what this, oh, you got two cables, one of this latch, one of this latch. So I gotta undo them cables. I might not even undo them. I might just sit all that over here to the side. But I'm thinking, if I get these AC lines loose, then go ahead and drain this coolant. I want to make sure I can get this all the way loose before I drain the coolant. Cause I know it's gonna splash, but if I can get this loose, I know when I get ready to pull it, all this come out at one time. You see, when I say the crash bars is cracked, you can see it right there. It's supposed to be like that one. You can see how this one all crumpled up. But if I can get the AC lines loose, and I see all that come on, I just drop the coolant in. This one I'm trying to get to. This part here, you go all this, just cover the whole front of the motor. And so like I said, the AC compressor right there. And like I say, you see all this I'm about to take off. When I take it off, you can be able to see what I'm talking about. Like, hey, replace much as you can while you got all this off. Cause this a lot. Now to replace the radiator, ain't that bad. You just take the bump off. But yeah, this is a lot. So that's why I say, when I pull this off, you're gonna be able to see all the parts I'm talking about. I know how to go to Nissan. I'll get some parts from I'll get some parts from Nissan. The internal stuff, like the water pump, hate to say, but I might get that thing from Nissan. My only fear is putting this thing back together. See behind this Timingchain cover, you got oil and water in this thing. Oil go through some parts, water go through some parts. You can't mix them. You don't want no leak. You don't want no leak. You might try to check your dipstick, it look like a milkshake, or you got a problem. Now, you gotta go through the process of taking all this stuff all the way back off. So like, when I get it all off, and you ready to put it back together, put it back together. But this radiator support, I'm gonna just put it, sit it kinda in there. I hate to fill it up with cooler, but I got to. I'm gonna let this thing run. Open the garage door and let it run. Probably for a good hour or two. Then cut it off. Let it sit overnight. And hopefully, boy, you come back out here, you look under that thing, you don't see no leaks. Check the oil, it's nice and clear, it ain't milky. So that's what I'm hoping for. But let me see if I can get this radiator core support off. I'm just undoing this wire loom. You see it right here? All these wires connected to this loom. I'm just undoing it. So I won't break no wires. That's the last thing you want. To break a wire. Now something ain't working. Now you gotta try to trace this thing. So it's gonna be a trial and error putting it back together because you undoing a lot of stuff, a lot of different little systems. And so you got to put it back together and check lights, everything. But let's go and finish taking this wire loom loose. And like I said, I gotta drain this AC line and then drain the coolant. So, we about to drain this darn Freon out the system. Because if you take that thing out, take that thing loose, boy, it's gonna might burn you. But let me make sure I got this top. Yeah, so here it is. So you gotta add Freon to your car. And you go to AutoZone and you get one of them cans. Get the kind where you can unscrew this and keep it. You know, cause I can always go buy a can, screw it on, just add Freon. But you get them ones that just made onto the can, then you throw it away. You know, you shouldn't have to add Freon on the regular. If you add Freon on the regular, you got to leak. But if you need to keep this, buy one where you can screw it off and keep this part. But all I'm putting it in this bottle because that stuff, whew, you want to hear this stuff. But you just connect this on the low side. I'm gonna sit on this bottle and squeeze the trigger and drain it on out. Oh, you seen that? Sure had a lot in there. I'm about to open the garage though. Oh, this stuff strong. Woo, this stuff strong. Boy, there's a lot in here. me open up the garage though. Well, that's the. So I hate to let my AC out of here. It's nice and cool in here. Bam. Well, I open that garage though. Let some of that. Let some of the fumes out of here, boy. Shit. Finish draining this thing. That's why you say you drain it before you take it loose, cause boy, it's under a lot of pressure. Oh, we about done now. We about done. Now as I figure out these lines got a quick connect. I gotta see how to disconnect them right there. I'm about to drop this coolant. And then should be getting close to snatching everything out. Matter of fact, after I do this, I'm gonna drain that darn coolant. I'm gonna drain that darn coolant while I got the door open. Where your little sneaky butt going? I'll tell you what, this dog's so sneaky. But I think this thing about done. This metal. Put top on this thing. That's what your Freon is. It's a little liquid in there, but you saw how it just shot out all that green stuff. So let's take this off. Make sure I put that cap back on there. And then like I said, well, I got this garage door open, I'm letting out my AC. It's nice and cool in here. I got the AC going. But let me go and drain this coolant. So I'll go ahead and drain this oil. So you get the drain plug right here. You get the oil filter right there. I'm gonna drop this oil, cause I gotta drop this pan. You get 2 screws, one here and one here, to get that darn front cover off. So let's go and drop this oil. So, you see I put that screwdriver through that oil filter because boy, somebody put that thing on tight or you can't get it with your hand. Now if you do it with a screwdriver, try to get it all the way through. You go through one side, try to make the screwdriver come all the way out, because sometimes it'll start to rip. It won't come out. And it's sharp. It's aluminum, but the aluminum get kind of sharp. So then when you take it off, make sure, show you something. You ever change your oil when you take it off? That little rubber gasket, make sure it come off with it. And then when you put your new one on, take some of this old oil, rub it around the new gasket, and then screw it on. You do that so it won't get hot. Cause you know the oil gonna come out of hot. It ain't gonna get too hot where it's stuck to the darn block. Then you got to scrape it off, or it'll be hard to get off. So I'm gonna sit here and let this thing drain. I gotta close the door, letting out my air conditioner, letting out all my AC. So, but that's why I got that. That's why I got that screwdriver. I was like, man, you see me trying to turn it? It wasn't turning. I said, okay. More than one way to skin a cat. Tell you that much. But I'm gonna drain, let this oil drain. Probably gonna go ahead and drop that oil pan. Then I'm gonna dump this oil in a bucket. And then I come back in here and drain this coolant. And then I should be able to get this front off. Should be able to get the front off. So go ahead and take this transmission cooler off. I can hook these lines right here, but I don't wanna hook it, cause then transmission fluid gonna drain out. So I'm gonna try to have it wrong. I don't need it. I'm gonna just take that bracket loose, this bracket loose, and should just kind of hang. Should be able to work all that around. This is my only. I'm gonna tell you what my problem. This is my problem right here. So I'm trying to take this whole radiator support off, but as you can see, this thing bent. So I'm gonna have to try to bend this support around this, because this is where the impact was. See how that one straight, and this one bent. So we're gonna see how that work out, but I think this probably about that fit. Luckily, all the screws on this car are 10s. So, and so what I'm doing, look at all that dirt and stuff. I just swept, so try to keep it clean in here. I don't like working on it dirt. But what I'm doing is, as I take screws out of stuff, I'm putting them back. So I ain't got a bunch of screws, and I gotta sit here and figure it out. Cause when I take this off, and you look at this timing chain cover, the thing like got 50 million screws on it. But let's see. Let me take this one out. As you see, I just have to put all the screws kind of back in their place. I got a lot to put back on. And maybe I didn't have to take out the fender well covers. Might not have to. But hey, with everything I'm doing, hey, I won't have to go back and darn, I gotta take this out now. So you get screws that sometimes they ain't the same lengths. What's this? So I just snatching all the stuff out now. I see it's 2 screws holding this support. So I'm trying to let the oil drain. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the oil pan. I'm gonna put the oil drain plug back in first. Gonna screw that back in. Then drop the oil pan. And let it drain all the way good. That way I just have to go get the gasket. But I need to let it drain all the way good, because I'm gonna use the same thing to drop the coolant. And so I don't want to have oil on the floor. But that's why I put the screws back in. So you ain't got to worry about where this go. Where it go. I'll tell you, a lot of times you take something loose that got a lot of screws, I guarantee you're gonna end up with some leftover screws. Cause you ain't remember how long ago. You could be done forgot something. So let's see. Oh yeah, that worked good. I just need to get it to go down. Let's see. Can't come under here. I just don't need to break them lines. Put that back there like that. Yeah. So I got enough space to get that out. So what I decided to do, I try to switch it up. I'll go ahead, put this oil drain plug back in. I'm gonna drain this coolant. And then, cause the car ain't been running, so all the oil should be sitting in the fan. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Gonna drain this. Let this drain. That way, I can put that back under there. Take the oil pan off, while the rest of it dripping down. I can go and work on getting this radiator support all the way out. So let me go and do that. So I'm gonna try to get these oil cooler lines off. Take these two loose there. That thing's so cruddy and dirty. And then I'm gonna take loose these nuts around this oil pan. I'm gonna loosen them up. That way I can all I have to do is come back and just loosen them all, take them all, screw them all the way out. So I started taking them things loose, you saw. I was like, oh, I need to mark these things so I know how they go back on here. You don't want to hook them up backwards. The thing trying to return oil. You got the return line on the sending line, you're gonna have a problem. So I'll just take this blue tape here. This old painter's tape. I marked that one. Now I'm gonna put it around this one right here. Let it go on. And that way, I know. You want to tip a motor for something that was easily preventable. This thing's so cluttery in here. Trying to get the thing through there. I just need to stick on there long enough. I know where it go. Alright, let me see if I can snatch these things off. Hopefully. They ain't dropping a lot of darn oil. Might be some residual oil in it. Boy, they got that line all the way up here. This thing probably never been off. See if I can twist it a little bit and loosen it up. That twists. There's some pliers. See if we can get this thing off now. Oh yeah, there you go. It's loose now. You don't want to squeeze it too tight. You don't want to cut it. And get this pan ready, 'cause I know some oil probably in here. Ain't nothing in this tube. It's going to the oil pan. Told you. Yeah, I tell you. I need that bad boy just to sit like that, drain on out. Just gonna take this other one loose. And really this line in the way. Cause now I can't really get to this one. Try some pliers, they might work better. I don't know why they got these clamps on the top. If they would put them on the bottom, it'd be a lot easier. Rotate it over a little bit. There we go. Right there. And Gonna loosen this nut too. There we go. I'm gonna put them down there. Let them drain out. That's just oil from the oil cooler. A good little drain now. That way, I don't have to worry about it. Once I snatch this radiator and all that out together. I would say try to get rid of all the oil first, then I do the coolant. It's gonna loosen this oil pan up.
Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not enough. Feeling out by the ocean, among all those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand.
Well, you see, I got the oil pan off. I should have let that drain plug off. And when it tipped it down, it came straight through that hole. Instead of skidding all on the darn floor. But I will do a drain the coolant, get these AC lines unhooked, get the cooler lines unhooked. That should be it. So I got the oil pan off. I got all the oil out of there. Of course, it's still oil draining down. And I see the 2 screws up in there that I need to get to. One over there. I ain't sticking right here. The oil might fall on my face. But there's 2 screws up in there. That actually, one is about right here. And that little hump. And then the other one is about right here. And that little hump. They up in there. But that's crazy. You got to take the oil pan off to get that timing chain cover off. So I think this is the drain plug for the radiator. I think. So I'm about to loosen that thing up. I'm gonna drain that radiator, let that radiator drain. Let's see. I got the oil cooler lines off. I didn't have to do the transmission. It's the transmission cooler right here. These the lines to it. Didn't have to drain that transmission cooler. I like the power steering. What's that? That's power steering pump up there. And that's what this line going to. I don't know what the. That's the power steering line. So that's power steering fluid cooler. So where the transmission cooler at? I gotta find that bad boy. I did them 2 over there. I was to the oil cooler. And I thought these 2. But I'm looking at this, it come from here. And gone straight up to here. And as you can see, that bottom right there, that power steering fluid, because it's the power steering. It's the power steering pump right here, where the line's going to. You can't really see it, but this the power steering pump right here. So I don't know. You can figure it out, but I'm gonna drain this coolant. I'm gonna take me a break. I'm going to eat. So we just drain this coolant out. So, trying to get this plug off this these fans, and it don't want to come. So I'm gonna have to unscrew it and get a better angle at it, and then try to get it off. Let's see, this thing got too many screws in it, man. It's just this one plug here I'm trying to get off. If I can get that one plug off, I gotta hook this coolant line. I had to just deal with these two AC lines right here. But see, this plug right here, this gray plug, it don't want to come off. So let's see if I can get this thing loose. So I'm about to take this tool right here. Then I get these AC lines loose right here on this corner. So boy, they gonna be tight, but let's see if I can get them loose. Boy, this thing here tight. Boy, I don't know where they get these designs for some of this stuff at. As you can see, I'm trying to get this thing off, so. I get to click in. Now I gotta try to pull this darn line at the same time. Let's see. See if I can get this bottom one clicked in, because they got this darn thing here, which is just in the way, you ask me. Let me see if I can get this bottom one to click in. Let's see. I think I got the top one to click in. I heard it click. I can get this thing out now. tell you what, these engineers and they darn designs. Why you can't put something you just screw? They're a whole lot easier. But give me a minute, see if I can get this thing. Boy, I got tired of fighting with that thing. I ain't fighting with it no more. I'm putting a new compressor on anyway. So I'm just taking the line on loose at the compressor. Then straighten it back out, I guess. But yeah, I ain't fighting with that thing no more. How this thing was on there? Under. Line it back up for there. I'm looking at this radiator and boy, this thing look rough. But I'm guaranteed you that line don't come with the new radiator. Might have to replace it. Might have to just replace it. But yeah. I'm gonna see if I get this thing loose at the compressor, and then that's gonna be it. Everything else, it should come out after that. Now all I gotta do is loosen the lower radiator hose, and this whole thing should come out. The whole thing. I'll probably replace that radiator. That radiator and this one line right here. But yeah, probably replace that radiator. So we'll get this line off. And make sure no more coolant in this thing. Everything else is loose. I'll probably sit it over here on this side, cause this darn, oh man, I forgot about this darn cable over here. Oh, I can unplug that, good. So unplug this bad boy here. neck. Well, I swear you aggravated. Where you gonna come out? Alright, let's see this thing come out. It should. I'm trying to take all that one time. I thought this side would be problem because that bent up thing. This ain't even the problem. Voila. Now you see what I'm talking about. See how much easier it is. So this is your alternator. This is your power steering pump. So this is what we're gonna replace. While we got all this out, we're gonna replace this belt, replace that alternator, replace this idle attention. This tensioner. Replace this idle attention. We're gonna replace both of them. So look at the rest of the bearings could be bad. We're gonna replace this the water pump. And see, this is the crazy thing. You gotta take this whole front cover off just to get this darn water pump. So I gotta pull all of these pulleys off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That definitely need to be replaced. Look at the rest of that thing. It's 5. And you might as well go and replace that AC compressor. Because while you got it all off, you see how I can walk in here and you look. You see how you can just walk straight on in here and get to it. And here you got a bolt here. So that makes sense. Go and replace that thing. Let's see. That motor mount don't look bad. That motor mount don't look bad, but yeah, we're gonna go and do all that while we got this thing off. So that's gonna wrap the vlog. So that's gonna wrap the vlog for the day. The tear down process. Oh yeah, we're gonna replace this hose. That's the upper radiator. That's your lower radiator right there. Hose. Probably go ahead and snatch that radiator and replace that. Since hey, you do the water pump, like granted, radiator, you probably can do your water pump maybe 2 or 3 times. Then you probably need to do that radiator. But it got coolant. You see this green stuff right here? It could have came out that hose, but it's on the other side too. So I don't know where it's leaking at. If it's leaking from there, I don't know if a hose was leaking. But I know ain't nothing been done to it in 12, 13 years. So instead of keep thinking about it, go ahead and replace it. It's the easiest thing to do. Go ahead, take it off, replace it, be done with it. So that's gonna wrap the vlog for the day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, click that bell. That bell lets you know every time I post. Till then, we out.